Hey guys, it's Queenie. I have a little bit of a different type of video for you guys today. I was making a batch of my homemade lip balm, or chapstick, however you want to say that. And I thought maybe I would go ahead and kind of do a little video and tell you guys what I use and where I get it and how I go about making it. So, first of all, I will say that there are a gazillion recipes out there online for this particular type. It's really just a plain old Jane. There's no flavors to it. There's no essential oils except for some sweet almond oil. Um, but you can go to Pinterest and put in homemade lip balm and you will find a gazillion different types and ways to make it. I generally go by one by one by one. Everything is 1 tablespoon. Um, so anything that I show you, I have used 1 tablespoon of that particular thing. And everybody is different. Like if you like a harder consistency, then you can kind of play around with it a little bit. And I'll kind of explain it a little bit as I go. So first of all, I went on Etsy, and this store is where I got my supplies. It is Wild Herb Supplies. It's a Wild Herb Soap Company. You can see the address right there. This has been a while ago since I've got these things, but I will say that even though I can't remember the actual prices, really, really great prices. Very reasonable shipping. It came to me very quickly. I was totally pleased with this store, so I got my Mr. Dink on my lap. Quit it. And also, if you are interested in making your own, homemade beauty supplies like lotions, and if you're into the essential oils and all of that good stuff, this store has everything you could possibly need. Would you quit? Get your little ball down. So you have the base, which is the all-natural beeswax. Now, I get the yellow. There's also white, but I get the yellow because I think I read somewhere that it was more pure than the white. I could be wrong on that, but I'm wanting to say that the white is bleached, where the yellow is all natural. It just, they just pack it and go, which obviously they put it in these little pellets. But anyway, if you are going to try this, I will recommend that you get the pellets and not the block, because beeswax is really hard, and in order to get 1 tablespoon, which is what you'll be using, of that, you have to grate it yourself, and that will take forever, and you will say a lot of really non-nice words in the process. So trust me, get the pellets. It's worth it. There's that little spiel. Secondly, and the most importantly, is coconut oil. And this is the all-natural. It's organic, extra virgin. Now, I got this particular container at GNC. It was, if I'm not mistaken, I cannot remember how much. Now, granted, this is a really large thing, but I'm going to say it was definitely over $20. But you can definitely get a smaller container of these online, and nowhere near as much. I just happened to be there, and it happened to have been on sale at that particular time, so I went ahead and grabbed some. And again, you would be using 1 tablespoon of the coconut oil. Now, above and beyond those 2 things, you can make your own homemade lip balm with just those 2 things. But if you want to go ahead and add a little bit more healthy properties and stuff like that. Now, this is cocoa butter, and it is, again, all natural, all pure, and this is the Now brand. That's a really popular brand, and again, I cannot remember how much I paid for this stuff, but it was not expensive. I got this one and the shea butter both on Amazon, I believe, and it was not expensive at all. And this container will last like forever, because you think about it, you're only using 1 tablespoon at a time. And if you're like me, I use these little tubes for my lip balm. That's not a lot, so it will last you like forever. And then you have the sweet almond oil. Now this was just kind of like I wanted to just try it and see how it worked. Again, I got this at the Wild Herb Etsy store. Again, really great price. And it has a lot of good, healthy, attributes. I mean, you can do research on it. A lot of the recipes that you find on, say, like Pinterest, they'll list the ingredients and then also why you're using them or why it's good for you. So you get a lot of good information that way, and you can kind of determine what's for you. For me, I have extremely, like, ridiculously, horribly dry skin. It's a chronic problem. I have eczema. Well, I'll say that I was diagnosed with eczema. I don't know if that's actually true. All I know is that my skin is extremely dry and extremely sensitive. So I need to pay attention to the moisturizing properties of what I make. So I kind of look for things that will give that to me. But if you want something just, because you want chapstick, like if you're going to go out in the sun or if it's cold outside and you want to protect your lips, then, you can look for properties that'll help you do that. So anyway, that is all the ingredients. Again, you can look in the batch that I made today. I used the cocoa butter and the sweet almond oil, the coconut oil, and then of course the beeswax. And again, I got these tubes at the Wild Herb Etsy store. I'm wanting to say that it was 12 tubes for like crazy cheap. I cannot remember how much it is, but for me, this is the easiest way to package what I make. So really, it's really simple. You'll see, if you do happen to start doing some little research on it, you'll see a lot of people that do the double boilers to melt everything together. I don't have the patience for that. I'm lazy and I just want to kind of get it done and go. So I put all of my ingredients, again, 1 tablespoon of each, and I put it in a microwavable, safe, I actually use a measuring cup, and that way I can take it directly from the microwave and pour it right into the tubes. Gotta be careful though. So basically what you do is you put all your ingredients in the bowl, put it in the microwave. I generally put it on medium strength if you have that option on your particular microwave. And I really just let it go for a little bit, and then I kind of check it and I take it out and I kind of swirl it around to make sure everything is mixed well. And I kind of just do that until it's melted. And once that's done, now do keep in mind that these oils, especially the coconut oil and the shea butter and the cocoa butter, they solidify really quickly. So once you have everything melted, make sure that you try to have everything set up to pour before you start heating your little concoction up. Because it will solidify on you and you will not be able to pour it. So what I do is I just take like a paper plate or something, and I set my little tubes up, sitting straight up. Now I will say, if you use the tubes, make sure that the little twisty thing is twisted all the way down to the bottom. That way you are sure to be able to fill the container completely, and you're not going to be cheating yourself with product, if that makes any sense. So I generally make enough to fill 4 to 5 tubes. That's generally how much you'll get out of this particular recipe. Again, if you don't want to make that much, you can always half everything that you're using. Really simple. So what I do is I just set my little tubes up, and I melt my stuff, and I pour it right in there. Now, do keep in mind that this stuff is going to be hot. Okay, it's hot oil. It's going to be really, really hot. So please be careful when you're pouring. And I don't hold my tubes when I pour. I make sure that it's on an even surface so it will stand up, and I pour very slowly. Now, you may get some drippage on the side. Don't worry about that. Once it solidifies, you'll be able to clean that right off, and it's not going to be worth holding it to keep it, you know, to make sure that it doesn't fall over. As long as you pour it really slowly and carefully, it shouldn't do that to you. So, so yeah, that's it. Once you have all your little tubes filled, I generally put mine in the refrigerator for like a couple of hours just to make sure that everything's all nice and solidified, and you're good to go. I also will say that if you have any extra, say that if you filled up all your little tubes and you don't have anywhere else to put the mixture, you can actually, what I've done, like this time today, I left the leftovers just in the measuring cup that I used and stuck that in the refrigerator as well. Now what you can do with that is you can use that as a lotion bar. And with all of the things that you're using, it's the same exact thing as if you were making soap, or not soap, but lotion. But because you have the beeswax in there, it's going to hold its shape, and that gives you the ability to use it as a bar. So that's what I'll be doing with the extra. So again, guys, a little bit of a different kind of twist on what I usually do, but I just wanted to kind of come on and give you the information. If you do want to try this, do your research. Again, I found most of the information on Pinterest. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my little information spiel here, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.